Hi everyone, Giuliano here. In this video, I'm going to talk about a new service under the umbrella of Power Platform just announced by Microsoft in the Microsoft Build conference, called Microsoft Power Pages. With this new service, users can create easily websites and portals. Now, we have a lot of use cases here. For example, you can create a portal for supplier where you can provide an onboarding process, or you can have a sustainability tracking process on it. Moreover, you can provide a 24/7 support to the customers. For example, across a website created with Power Pages, a customer can submit an inquiry or can schedule an appointment or can create a service ticket. Okay, let's get started and I'll show you how it works, Power Pages. Here I am in powerpages.microsoft.com. This is the first page that you have to open in order to create a new business website using this new technology. So let's get started by clicking on the button Try It for Free. And here you need to add a work or school account. I'm going to add let me select the checkbox here that I agree using this technology and then start your free trial. This dropped me on this page. Welcome to Power Pages. This technology is in preview. It's not yet in general availability, but it will be soon. Now, if I click on the button Get Started, I need just to provide some information useful for Microsoft according to your experience, why you are using this technology and what is your level of knowledge creating new website. So let me set mine. Yes, I build them professionally. And then next I have to select the template that I want to use to start the creation of my website. This is pretty useful, as you can imagine. Instead of starting from scratch, I will reuse an existing structure. We have a bunch of templates here, and you can even filter per category, application submission, registration, but selecting all, I have the full overview. We have not so many templates for the moment, but I think Microsoft will provide probably in the future more templates. So let me select one now just to start. I will select this one and clicking on here I'm able to see the preview of this template. I can see the core elements of this website are homepage, subpages, contact us, search result. Here there is the slider and I can go through every single image that preview this website. There is the desktop and the mobile version, of course, provided creating website using Power Pages. This is very awesome. So you get all in one, and this is very useful and during the creation of a website. Now let me select this template, and next I have to select the name of my site, and then I can even decide the URL, the first part of the URL of my website. Now I provided the basic information. I'm going to create my enterprise website to provide my knowledge in terms of Microsoft 365 and Azure. Here I added the title, I added the web address, the first part of this URL. You can also modify this one, but I will not cover this part right now. Then you have to select the environment. If you have an existing one, you can select or you can create a trial environment, and this is what exactly I'm going to do. And very important, you have to select also the language of your site. Now I'm going to click on the button Done. I am now in the design studio of Power Pages. This is the exact place where you can start the creation of a website. Here I have a tutorial for the first run experience. I will drop this pop-up right now, and let's explore now all functionality available in this design studio. First of all, the main features are here listed on the left. You can handle pages, you can change style, you can change data, and then you can configure additional parameters. We will see later this part. In the upper right corner, you have the ability to click on preview to see the preview of your website, and then you can even start the synchronization of all your changes manually, but this is made automatically. Let's start to explore every feature on the left. Let's start with the first one. This is pages, and here under pages we have navigation and other pages. This navigation is exactly this part that you can see here on the page on top. For example, if I made some change here, this will be reflected in this area, of course. If I click on the three dots next to sub-page name, I can change something here. I can promote this sub-page, I can move down. Let's say that I want to move down this page, and now if I go on pages, we can see that I have sub-page 2 and then sub-page 1. Again, if I click on page settings, I can change the name of this sub-page. I can just have, for example, sub-page, and then I can even change the partial URL. So let me click on OK, and now this thing it's already fixed. So again, if I use the drag and drop functionality, I can readjust the order of every page. I can even move other pages under specific page, for example, contact us if I want. But let me bring out this page. So to do that, I have to click on the three dots and then promote this sub page. Now this is one of the main page of the website. Now let me show you what happens when I click on the plus button to add a new page. So here I can add a new page, let's call it intro, and then you can start from a blank page, or you can here use an existing structure. This is the landing page, this is page, contact us, or sub page. We have already the landing page. I'm going for page, and let's see how it looks like. Here we go. Now this page is created. Call it intro. Just under contact us, I have a new menu item available here on the navigation, and this is the structure. Now let's go back on the home page and let's explore the editing mode available here on these Power Pages. Now we can see that there is this plus button, and this is a very user-friendly way to create content on the website. This is pretty similar to SharePoint if you are familiar with SharePoint. Now if I click on this area, I can change the layout. I can say that I want to have one column, two column, three, or this 1/3 left or 1/3 right. I can change the color of the background. I can add even an image if I want. I can change the orientation, the alignment, horizontal or vertical. Then there is this gear icon, and here I can define the section height, column margin, padding, spacing. So without having developer knowledge, you can change everything, every content on this website. This is very, very cool. Now here I have a text, so if I want to change the content of an existing component, I have just to click here, and then I can start to add my text. Here I have this button, and here if I click on the edit button, I can change the label. I can link a page, for example, and in this case, clicking on the button, this will drop the user on the home page. Here again I have other content. So let's see other components available. So here first of all you have to add a new section to add content. Or if you go on an existing section, what you can do is just go below here and for example on this component, on this text, I can say that I want to add a video. You have several components. You have text, button, images, even Power BI. You can add space between components. You can have a list, a form, and an iframe. This is also interesting because you can embed external content directly on this website. Let's go for the video, for example, and this open this pop-up telling me that I can decide to embed a video, a YouTube video, or a Microsoft Stream, or I can just add a URL. So let me add now a YouTube URL. Now I have already copied a URL that I have here. Let me click on OK, and this is one of my video coming from my channel. Here again I can adjust some setting. I can set the autoplay for this video. I can enable the loop. I can show player control. I can decide also from which time display the video. Let me set on OK, and now here we go. I have the video up and running. Now that I am embedded my video and we have seen how to add elements and components in a page, we can move to the next feature, which is styling. Let's click on this icon here, and now we can change the theme. So we have several themes with colors here. Changing one, for example, going with purple, we can see in real time changing the color here on the side. Then I can opt for another one, red or dark blue, and as you can see, everything changes immediately. Here under color palette, I can adjust colors, so I can readjust existing predefined colors, or I can click on the plus button to add new colors. I can change the background, fonts, title, heading, subheading, paragraph. Then there is also the navigation. Here you can change the font, the size, the weight, underline, outline, a small text, and the buttons. So you can change many things. And then we have finally the margin. So you can readjust the column margin on top and bottom, column padding, and so on. So this is pretty easy and useful to readjust and reinvent your custom theme. If you have your corporate theme, then you can easily select the colors that identify your organization. Once you have done, you can click on the button Save Changes, and this will be automatically applied. Now let's move on data, one of my favorite features. So this gives you the chance to create a table. So you can deal with databases on your website. This means that you can create a table and store data. So you can offer a form to the end user in order to collect feedback, for example. If this is the case, you can reuse this existing table already provided, called feedback. Here you have a bunch of columns, and here on the right you can even add existing columns that you have. There is author URL, closed by, created by, and so on. You have just to check the checkbox here next to the name of the column, and this will be added to the table. Just for your information, here we are dealing with Dataverse, the database in the Power Platform world. Now, going on this drop-down other tables, we have a lot of tables, existing tables that you can reuse for your use case. You can see the name, you have calendar, course. If you are offering courses, for example, this could be a good and nice table to start and play with. There are custom API, data map, display string, email, environment, file attachment. There are a lot of tables. Now, what I would like to do here is create a new table and use this table to store business requests coming from the end user. I want to provide and offer a page, a form, where the user can request my help, can request to have a webinar, a course, an advice, and so on. So let's start to create this table by clicking on the plus button. Let's start the creation clicking on the plus button. Here I have to provide the table name, and will be business request. Automatically will be filled out the field plural name business requests. Now let's click on the button create. My new table is just created, called business request. This is the table data, and here there is the structure of my table. Now I have the first column called name that I can reuse to store the name of the user, Clicking on this drop down, I can embed additional columns like owner, status reason, and so on. But I would like to create a new column. Let's click on the button plus. This open a panel on the right. Here I can provide the name, and then I will start to create my structure. In this column, I want to offer a choice field where the user can select webinar, course, or advice. Now, I named this interested to, select the type of content you are interested in. This, as I mentioned, it would be a choice field. Then let me select the proper data type. Then this will be required, it will be searchable, and then you can decide if this will be synchronized with another table or no, will be used locally only in this table. Now I can provide the name of every label, and this will be webinar. Webinar. You can also assign a color, let's say red. Let's go with the second one. This would be a course. Let's change the color of this one as well. And finally, let me select advice. Here we go. I set just 3 choices, and you can set the default choice. I will keep none. And in advanced, you have additional information. I will keep this field as is. Okay, now let me click on Save. This column will be generated. Let me add another column, and this will be request description. Right below your request describing what you need. Single line of text, and this will be a text area. Behavior simple, searchable, and this would be business required. Let me click on Save. Let's go with the last one, and this will be email. Add your email to be contacted. Single line of text. The format would be an email. Simple, this is required as well. Let me click on Save, and we have done. Now let's move with the next step. We have views here. I don't want to touch views, it's fine so. Now I need to build the form to embed in the page. Let me click on the button New Form, and here I will type business request. I will keep blank the description field. Here I have now the form open. First of all, I need to avoid to display this field, which is owner. On the right there is this panel, and here you can hide the label if you want. You can hide the field as well, and then you can add additional field that you have on the table. We say the email. There we go. I'm going to add this one. Then there is request description. This will be before the email. Then we have interested to. This will be the second one. We have name, interested to, request description, and email. So name here is not available, but if you uncheck show only unused table columns, the name will show up. Now I have this form with these 4 fields: name, interested to, request description, and email. I can save, and then to make this form available and embeddable in every page of my website, I have to publish this form. So now the page is refreshed. I can click on the button Publish Form, and now I can embed this form in one page of my site. Let's go on the proper section to embed this form in a page. To do that, I'm going to click on the icon Pages. Here I'm going to create a new page, and this will be the business request page. It will be a blank page. Let me click on the plus button. This will create a main page called business request, and then here I can select on form. Here I have the option simple contact as form already available, but I want to create the form that I just created. So I can search for mine, which is business request. Here we go. Then I can select the form. I have two information provided out of the box, and then business request that I created just before. This is the name. I can click on the button OK, and now this form will be embedded and included. As you can see here, there is the CAPTCHA available. This is accessible by every user on the web, so it's good and nice to have a CAPTCHA. And then we have other option. We have form. You can change the form. You can edit the existing fields, and very important here is permission. So to make this form available to every user, here you have to create a permission, and this would be anonymous. Then global access, and this across this form the user can create new row on the table, and then you have to provide the rule. This will be anonymous user. Then you can click on save, and now this form can be consumed by every user on the web. On the three dots you can duplicate this form if you want. Let me click again on this section, because on the first position of form here you can change the form, you can change the data. On submit you can provide a display message, for example, or you can redirect the user to another page or on a specific URL. Thank you for asking. And then we have the CAPTCHA. So here you can display the CAPTCHA for authenticated user or only for anonymous users. Let me remove right now this CAPTCHA. It will be more easy to show you from an end user perspective how it looks like the form filling. Okay, now all is done. Theoretically, I can open this page with another user, but I can just click on the button preview here available, and then I can click on desktop. This will open another tab on the browser. Here I have my URL tag dash coach powerupsportal.com and then business request. This is my page. Now as anonymous user I can provide my name, Giuliano Luca. Then I can say what is my interest to a webinar, for example, and then request description. Please could I have more info about the webinars that you deliver? Then the email. Let me add the email that I already have here, and then let's click on submit. Now going back, this is the message. Now let me click on data, and let's go on business request. We can see right now that a user has submitted a request. So this is the table with all information inside, and here I can provide my answer, recontacting the user or sending an email. Last thing to call out is the setup feature. Here you can select and set up an identity provider, so you can protect your website with an authentication. You can select Azure Active Directory, Azure Active Directory B2C, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google, Twitter, and Microsoft. Then you can configure this identity provider. Here in security, you can change the permission of every table. Here I have created before this one for the table business request. And finally, we have the last three options which are not completed. These are in preview. It's not ready. The progressive web application, the site details, and the admin settings. But here basically you can provide a progressive web app version of your website. So in this way it could be installed on a mobile device, for example. And then here you can jump directly on the admin center, and as admin you can perform additional and other configuration. Under three dots Furthermore, you can add an automated workflow, so you can work with Power Automate. For example, you can trigger a Power Automate flow when a form has been submitted or when there is such of activity on the website. And on portal management, this is for admin. Here you can configure additional attributes and property for this website. Okay, I covered in this video Microsoft Power Pages. If you enjoyed this video, please as always consider to subscribe, like and comment. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. Bye.